are the first
man.
to experience my pizza delivery bag.
I've never seen that before. And
Margarita pie with the sesame crust.
Fresh mugs. We just dynoed at about 700 to the wheel.
What's up, guys? Brian ESR, your official Eat, Sleep, Raise pizza delivery guy. It's actually been a while since I delivered a pie, but it's going down today. I'm here at Raceway Park in Englishtown, New Jersey, and it's Formula D weekend. The second Formula D here at Raceway Park, but the first Formula D that's going down inside the new drifting stadium that used to be the old drag strip. I got a video of the first event that they did here when they converted the old drag strip to the drifting course. So I picked up a fresh pie from Crispy Pizza over in New Brunswick, one of my favorite local pizza spots. And I'm actually surprising the guys over at Misko Motorsports with the pie. They think I'm here just to drop off the shirts, but I also got the pie. What's up, guys?
What's
Steve.
going on?
All right, this is kind of trippy right here. This is trippy. If you don't know any better, how would somebody know? Does Matt always have the beard?
Yeah.
All right.
He definitely has a little bit more facial hair. And he can never get a haircut. And I always forget to get a haircut.
So if you see the Misko brothers in the pit, no, Matt is the one with the beard. Steve.
the one with the fro.
There you go. Steve's got the fro.
Oh, yeah.
So I got more than t-shirts, but you got to come with me and check it out.
No problem.
Got it in the back of the truck. Got a little something extra for the on top. Got something extra on top of the t-shirts for us.
Ooh. In a bag, too.
I made an upgrade, right? After all the pizzas I delivered, I'm the official Eat, Sleep, Raise pizza delivery guy.
All right.
And everyone's been telling me, stop delivering cold pizzas. So I stepped it up. You are the first to experience my pizza delivery bag. This is from my favorite local pizza spot in New Brunswick. I don't know if you ever heard of it, Crispy Pizza?
Yeah, I worked at Crispy Pizza
Shut up.
for like 7 years. I swear to God. I
Wait,
used to deliver
where?
In Old Bridge. There's one in Old Bridge.
Shut up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm bugging. All right, so never mind. You're not. This ain't even a surprise to you.
Yeah.
What's the famous thing at Crispy Pizza? What are they known for?
They're Crispinis.
Oh shit! Well, I gotta try one of those.
Yeah.
I know them for the sesame crust. Everyone I know who's eating at Crispy Pizza, everyone knows the sesame crust. And you worked there for 7 years, and you.
I guess it has to be new.
All right,
maybe it's like a new one for the new location.
Yeah, let's spin it around, check it out. You might be like, oh shit, that's what you're talking about. All right, here we go. So this is.
Oh man, that looks freaking good. No, I've never seen that before. And
margarita pie with the sesame crust.
Fresh mugs.
Bro. This is my favorite pie that they have. Well, I'm actually happy you haven't had it before, which is kind of mind-blowing that you worked there for 7 years. So I didn't even know they had one in Old Bridge, even better.
Yeah.
So I know what you wanted more, the t-shirts. We'll get to the t-shirts. Yeah. I'm glad you guys didn't get lunch yet. They're new team shirts for the weekend. We got t-shirts, we got pizza, we got race cars.
What else do you need?
Grab a slice, let's get talking.
Oh,
Drippy? Not drippy? Well, we got on flop. What's the flop looking like? Super floppy?
Is it still cold? It's actually.
Yeah. Is it cold?
It's not cold.
All right, good.
It's not hot, but it's a little warm.
Somebody was saying that, like, you can get like an AC adapter that plugs into the back and
like keeps it warm.
Yeah, like a portable heater. I'm like, all right, let me start with a bag first before we get there.
Yeah, that's a little much.
Yeah. Different, right?
That's actually real good. There.
Different.
I get it.
All right, so little flop, but even better, it's not cold. This is the first not cold pizza that I've had doing one of these videos, so I'm pretty happy. And again, what Crispy's known for to me is their sesame crust pizza. You guys didn't get there yet, but when you get to that crust, it's like a pretzel.
Take a bite of it.
Talk to the people. What are we looking at?
So this is my FD car to start it out. That's just a plain 95 240SX S14. FDF fab up in Canada. We actually drove the car to Canada, trailered the car to Canada. Chopped the rear off, chopped the front off. It's all tube rear, tube front. He did the cage, and we went with an S15 rear. So I don't know if you could see the difference over here. So it's actually an S14 with a whole 2F performance rear conversion. So now the whole rear is an S15. Just like all the rear setup over here, like we have the fuel cell in the back, rear mount rad. So
I mean, obviously the rear windows never comes like that. So
yeah.
What type of extreme fab went into this?
I mean, you can see how like right here everything's cut basically back here, and then it's all tubed out for the rear, so we can do a rear mount rad. You have to obviously you can't run the window just so we can get some airflow in there. Then we have the fuel cell.
And unfortunately, you can't see it during the daytime, but it looks like you party at night with the LED strip right here.
That's right. Yeah, so we actually have to have those for FD. I have like 4 sets of taillights just because I know at some point I'm gonna just blow them all apart. So at least I have the one that you can see.
So is that why? When did that rule change? That too many people hitting each other because you can't see?
No, it's mainly because when you're drifting and the judges want to see if you're on the brakes.
Oh,
and
okay.
if there's so much smoke, sometimes you can't see any brake lights through the smoke. So then you have that rear one that's a little bit higher, and the judges are able to see it because normally they're up top. So they'll be able to tell like if you're on the brakes. If there's like a collision at all, they can see like, oh well, he was on the brakes here. That's not a decel zone, and you were on the brakes. You're at fault type deal.
Got it. Okay. In terms of scoring in general, the less amount of brakes that you use, the better?
Well, there's certain areas, like on bank tracks, a lot of people will actually left foot brake, and that'll help slow the car's momentum down and actually bring you closer up to the wall. So it is kind of frowned upon for some judges. They say they don't like it, but sometimes it's needed to left foot brake and stuff like that.
Okay, let's move up to the front of the car because already seeing it just from back here.
See the massive air filter
right
sticking out of the hood.
Let's explain to the people why that's happening right now.
So we have a big LS7 in here. We just dynoed at about 700 to the wheel, NA, so no nitrous or anything like that. 700 to the wheels, which is more than I need for this track.
And why'd you go with the LS?
I've always been like a LS guy for drifting. I mean, it's basically, it's so reliable. I don't have to deal with any turbo issues. You know, like everyone's popping intercoolers off and stuff like that, or piping and having issues with that. So, you know, it's kind of a no-brainer for me.
And this car's been LS from the beginning?
Yeah. So I had another S14 that I used to compete in with like Pro-Am and stuff like that. That's how I earned my pro license. And I had a LS2 in there. Then I actually blew that one up, and I stole my brother's LS3 out of his E46. So.
We got to talk about that. We got the twins right here. This is your Nissan. Does he have a twin Nissan too?
No, he has an E46, almost the same color. We painted him the same color as my Pro-Am car, and that was the thing. We were going to be, you know, like Misko Motorsports. We'd both be drifting, and then that weekend we painted it, and then he crashed the car that weekend.
So that's it. It's over with.
No, he rebuilt it. We had to get like the frame pulled and all that good stuff.
So through the grapevine, I heard that even though you have your pro license, you learned everything that you know from your brother. Is that a fact or?
It's all false.
Look at these guys right over here. He's like, I do like that though.
That is not a lie. I started drifting about maybe 2 to 3 years before him. He was off in school, so I went to school local over here. So he really never got the drift car. And then all of a sudden, one day he just bought his E46. It was already in, you know, had an angle kit and all that good stuff, and started shredding.
So is that a goal for you too? I mean, obviously the twins got to do stuff the same. Are you trying to be pro too?
No.
No, really?
No.
Too much money.
Yeah.
Too much money.
He took like a year off of drifting and just watched his bank account actually.
I don't
know that feeling. Because all my money gets poured into this.
I was like, this is just, competing is just not worth it financially, so.
That's right. I mean,
I'm going to try to take the grown-up route.
It's a lot of dedication on the wallet.
that's why we call them money pits, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Just keep throwing money at it.
Yeah.
Like you mentioned, you went pro. Is this your first full year that you're doing?
No, so this is my second year competing in Formula Drift.
Okay. So second year going into it, what did you learn from the first year that'll make you a bit more confident this year?
Don't worry about destroying the car. Because I was always worried, like, oh, you know, we just spent all this time and money building this car. Like, what if I hit the wall and it's like all this hard work and money is destroyed? But now it's just, it's gonna happen eventually.
Like a bicycle.
So.
Oh, I'm sure your wallet cares if you hit the wall
you know
or
what?
destroy it.
I care.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Well, you just rolled up on the bike while we were talking here. You got to introduce yourself.
I'm Nick, Steve's crew chief.
Okay.
I'm the guy that fixes the car after he puts it in the wall.
So you're actually the one who's more concerned if he's putting it into the wall or not.
Yeah, he's the one who's gonna yell at me. And then I yell at the wall. Like, come on! But,
Makes sense.
yeah, but once you get past that part, it's like, okay, I'll drag my bumper on the wall because I know that he'll fix it. and you know.
So, for a lot of amateur drifters with aspirations to go pro like you did, what feedback would you give about how hard it is? What do you have to do? Any tips?
So, if you're just starting, my tip would just be to keep it simple and just try to get as much seat time as possible. Because a lot of people try to overbuild their cars and have a lot of horsepower right off the bat when you really don't need that. You need to build your skill level first and then save your money, because it's going to cost a lot of money to get into FD. And we have all competitions over here. We slowly get into actual competition, and then work on relations with different companies to actually sponsor you, and just so you have that money and cash flow to actually make it in Formula Drift, because it does take a lot of money. So that is the LS7. Hey, so over here you can see how these are all the coolant lines that run all the way to the back of the car. Normally we have the rad up front, and everyone just does that. But over here we just have our oil coolers, power steering, and oil cooler. And you can also see all the tube front end. So right at the strut towers, basically, the car was cut off, and this is all removable. This is actually bolted right here, so I can remove the entire front end in 4 minutes. So if you got to pull the engine real quick, you pull the engine, and it just pulls right out, in and out. Everything's made so it can kind of be easier on us if we do have to change an engine, which hopefully we never have to.
So you mentioned you went with the LS because it's one of the most reliable.
Yeah.
Have you had to pull the motor out competing?
No. Luckily, with this engine, it's been pretty good for us